Hello, everyone. Hey, it's Sunday night and it is the 10th of December. I don't know why, but it feels like Christmas is like imminent. And I feel like I feel like it's actually closer to Christmas than it is, which is sort of good because then I think, well, it's only the 10th. Maybe I do have enough time to get everything done that I want to get done. Maybe, but I don't know that there's ever been a year that I've actually gone to all the way to Christmas feeling like I was completely up to date. I don't think that's ever happened. Does that ever happen to anyone? Or is it just me? I just feel like I'm totally out of control in December. And I do have my Christmas cards that I'm sending to my team members. I have those written. I don't have them addressed yet, but that's the next thing that should happen tomorrow. And then I've also on my catalogs, some of you may have seen the photograph of my catalogs. Those all arrived yesterday. It was a Saturday, but I still got a delivery. And they are now in a big box, and I've got to get all those out. So there's still a few things I need to do, but I'm hoping I'm going to be getting it done. What do you think, guys? Have I got a good chance? So I see other people are talking about what they're doing as well. Hey, Margaret, I see you are on here early. Hey, Chris, nice to see you. Hey, Cherie, how are you? Oh, yes, you did beat her back, although she was here 10 hours beforehand. And then back again at 7:22. Yes. So, you don't get notification until 2 hours beforehand. That's really interesting because I actually set it up early today because we were going out for brunch with friends. So I thought, well, I better do it now while I remember. So I did it nice and early today. Hey, Rose. How are you, Janine? Hey, Margaret Griffith. I can't say Margaret G because you're both Margaret G's. And then we also have Margaret Janoski. She's often here as well. She's Margaret J. Who else do we have here tonight? Hi, Rose. Nice to see you. You finished writing your Christmas cards and wrapping your presents. Oh, my goodness. No, I haven't done that. My family has decided this year they won't do Secret Santa. So that does make things a little bit easier in terms of gift buying. But I had already bought a couple of presents before they announced they were going to do Secret Santa. So, yeah, I'm not sure how it's all going to look at the end. Does anyone else's families do a Secret Santa kind of a thing? Or Kris Kringle, I think some people call it. You've been infected by me. That sounds awful. Sorry. Hey, Cindy, how are you? Nice to see you. Hi, Leslie. Hello. Do either of the Margarets here go by Mags or Marg? There's a few variations on Margaret, isn't there? But I am not aware of anybody going by that. I know Deborah goes by Deb. Hey, Deb, how are you? Just Margaret says Margaret Griffith. Let me see. Any other comments? Hey, Carol, nice to see you. Hi, Joan. Hi, Moira. Nice to see you. Oh, we've got two Joans. Hi, Joan. So we've got Joan Jones and we also have Joan Baldrick. So a couple of Joans, a couple of Margarets. You had no internet. How frustrating. That's very frustrating. So, I do Fridays and Sundays. And now, the last month or so, I don't know how long your internet's been off, but the last month or so, I've been doing Tuesday afternoons for a Technique live as well. So I've added that into my my repertoire. Let's see. Extra week of holidays. Right. That is good because that gives you a bit of extra time to do everything right. But then you start back early. When I was growing up, I grew up, I went to high school anyway, in Western New South Wales. And for those of you who are from or have lived in Western New South Wales, I don't know what it's like in other states, but because it's so hot out there, they give them an extra week of holidays. I was always told it was because of the heat, but I don't actually know if that was the true reason. I don't know if anyone else wants to add to that, but we always got our Christmas holidays, our summer holidays were always 7 weeks long instead of 6. So we broke up from school at the same time as everyone else, but we went back a week later. So that was just how it was growing up. Let's see. Donna, hello. Nice to see you. Hey, Solvega. Thank you for your beautiful Christmas card. Appreciate that. You do... What's KK? What's that? Sorry. I don't know what that is. Should I? Oh, Kris Kringle, of course. Sorry. That's what you're talking about. How are you, Denise? Denise, I need to give you. Actually, I'll message you at some point, maybe after this, if I remember. Because we need a Christmas get together, don't we? Oh, Cherie, you girl after my own heart, doing embossed vellum. I'm very excited. That sounds beautiful. Hello, Glenda. How are you? If I have missed people's names tonight, I am so sorry. Hello, Marilyn. I see you there. You did do a Secret Santa. And, oh, yes, some families do the steal a present. I don't think that's happening with us. Oh, no, you lost what you wanted. Obviously, it was a popular gift, not just for you, but for somebody else as well. Hey, Shirley. No, we weren't badly affected by the storm. Crumpet was, though. We've discovered the secret, because what Crumpet used to do, as soon as there's thunder, in fact, before there's thunder, he knows there's something. He starts getting very low to the ground and creeping around the house like he's scared. And then once the thunder starts, he hides. He hides somewhere. And it's usually under my daughter's bed, unless her door is closed, and then he'll find something else to get under. Obviously, that's what makes him feel safe. But sometimes if the dishwasher has the lid, like if it's open, he'll hide under the dishwasher lid. But we have discovered that if you wrap him up in a blanket like a burrito, he'll stay there for hours. So, and the last couple of times we've done that, like put him on the lounge next to us, and he's just stayed there, just not moving. You can pat him every now and then. That's okay. He'll let you, but it's pretty funny. Such a scaredy cat. Whereas Merlot, our black and white cat, the other one, the big buffer, who's 9 kilos, whatever. I don't know. He goes anywhere between 8.5 and 9.5 kilos. I'm not sure what he is right now. He's a big, big cat, and he's strong too. But he doesn't care about storms. No, they don't faze him at all. He's scared of stupid stuff. Like he's scared of the vacuum cleaner, and he's scared of blue things. This is our cats. I'm sure they're a little bit insane. He's scared of blue things. We used to have we still do somewhere. He's scared of my daughter's pink and white umbrella, and he's also scared of. My husband has one of those blue long. Like you lie on it from the chiropractor. It's like a tube, but it's flat on one side, and you lie over it. And he is terrified of this thing, and we've put it to good use. He used to go and raid the food when he shouldn't. And so we found if we put the blue thing, that's what we call it, the blue thing across the kitchen door, he wouldn't go in there. It worked really well. So funny. So funny. Yes, that is right. Yeah, there is a line on the Department of Education map that determines who is in the hot region of New South Wales, and we were officially in the hot region. The farm that I grew up on was between the hot region and the not hot region. So if I had gone east to Inverell to school, that didn't have the extra week of holidays. But if I went west to Warialda, which is where I ended up going, then yes, I got that extra week of holidays. There you go. Your cat does that too, Donna. You don't like storms either, Megan? No. I know a lot of people don't like them. Certainly, yes. Crumpet is afraid of things he can't see. Merlot is afraid of stupid things that he can see. He's not scared of anything he can't see, though. They're just so funny. Cookie is saying hello. Yes, he's eating right now. So while he's eating, he's quiet. But as soon as he stops eating, he'll make noise again. Hello, Jolene. Hello, Gail. Lots and lots of people popping in to say hi. So if I have missed your name, my humble apologies. But let's get started. I don't even 100% know what we're doing. I'm thinking I might give you guys a choice, or I'll just make it up as I go along. But I do have something to show you, and you probably know what it is, or some of you probably know what it is. Let's hit the button and come across and see. So I have here, I can't show you the contents of this yet. Let me just straighten this up. I don't like it when I'm not straight. All right. So you might notice there's something here to see. Hello, Carmen, all the way from Canada. Hi, Narelle. How are you? All right. So these, I've just got them here to show you because I can't open them and show you the inside yet, but our new mini catalogue is coming up in January. It starts on the 4th of January. It's this one here, and there's beautiful things in it. the front is a little preview of the sort of stuff you might see. I like that it's an ice cream, which is rather good because that's very appropriate for our Australian summer, don't you think? Yes, I did get the glass mat, Margaret. What gives that away, I wonder? And this is the celebration booklet, okay? There are some nice little sneaky peeks of things on the front there. This, I think it's one of the best celebrations we've had in years. It's super, super good, all right? So I'm allowed to show you things that I already have, physical product. I'm just not allowed to show you what's on the inside of the catalogs. So let's move that out of the way. Here we have the glass mat. Oh my goodness. All right. So I just got my glass mat and I don't know if you can see it. Let me just go this way. All right. So this is the South Pacific or not American version, because we have centimeters that go down this left-hand side and across the bottom here as well. Okay. And these come off. These are just like little feet to protect the corners. So I can put those back on anytime I like. In fact, I might just take them off right now. There we go. And put them somewhere safe. If I wanted to transport it, I think having those on the corners is a really good idea. All right. Then there are inches on the right-hand side up here. Can you see? All right. So we do have both centimeters and inches on our glass mat, which is nice. The mat itself, I'm not going to go do a whole bit of talking about it tonight, but you can see it's about 5 millimeters thick. So it's pretty thick. All right. Very strong and durable, which is great. But what is really fantastic about this is a super duper heat resistant surface. So you can do your embossing, you can do anything with your heat tool, that kind of thing. You don't have to worry about burning your paper. If you make a mark or anything on it, then it also can be cleaned. Now, part of the glass mat suite is also this fantastic silicone mat. Let me open it. I haven't even opened it yet. This is brand new to me. I'm not going to talk about too much tonight because I don't want to do a little bit more working with it and research, and then do probably a standalone video to tell you exactly what I think about, like a bit of a review. And I'll do a video about that over the next week or so. So this opens up. Let me get this out of here. This is it's very soft. It's softer than I expected. So it's a silicone mat. Look. And sorry, this is the cleaning mat. This is for cleaning your glass mat. So if you get ink or something on it, you can wipe it off. Fantastic. Love that. You can also see I have strip lighting in my craft room, and there's a little bit of a glare from the strip light there. I'm not too worried about it for the purpose of showing things, because I can always put whatever it is here and then you won't see that. So I could put a piece of cardstock there, or my silicone mat, which is this. Now this is really cool. Oh, something I've just noticed straight away. It grips on to here. Okay. Now this part here is just for putting stuff on. Okay, we've got some little sections here that you could use for, mixing colors. I could put some re-ink or something like that, and then pick it up with my water pen and mix it here, or mix colors together, that kind of thing. The other thing is these sizes here, if you want to, you don't have to, but if you are using Stampin' Spots, it fits the Stampin' Spots exactly. So that's kind of cool. And you can hear when I pick it up, it kind of grips on. So underneath here, it's just the silicone that it's made of grips onto the glass. Okay, so it doesn't move around. It doesn't, which makes it really stable. So you've got this for working on. You can use this for storage. You could use it for just about anything. I did hear someone say, oh, but it doesn't match. It doesn't fit our card fronts. I don't think it needs to. It doesn't, it's not necessarily designed to do that. Let me just grab a card size piece. So would that fit? Yeah, it actually does fit exactly the piece that goes on top of a card base. All right. So, but I'm not worried about that because I won't be using it for that anyway. I'll be working on my mat, not on here. So it's more for storage and that kind of stuff. So that's what that's for. But it's very, very cool. It's not something you have to have, certainly. It's not a necessary thing, which is why we've not had it before. But it is a really nice addition. If you're someone who, the other thing I thought, it's really good for me because my desk tends to get incredibly messy. And if I'm trying to keep everything off the glass mat, at least I know I've got this space. Okay, so there we go. Little silicone mat and our cleaning cloth. The cleaning cloth feels really nice. It's like a really soft chamois kind of thing. So, oh yeah, good point. You could put your ink pads on it so they don't slip around. That's a great idea. See, I'm still learning myself exactly what I'm going to be using my glass mat for. And I need to work it out, which is why I want to wait and play with it for the next week or so, and then maybe I'll make a video about it. So, yeah, you could put an ink pad on it, Carol, as Denise just said there. So don't ever worry about being late, Jody. It's completely fine. No such thing. Yes, Megan, I did get my pre-order. So I ordered, as a demonstrator, I ordered first thing last Tuesday morning. My order showed up yesterday with the Saturday deliveries. And I know there's a couple of other people who ordered either before me or on the same day who still don't have their orders yet. So it seems to be very random. I don't know why that is. I don't know whether it's coming from Stampin' Up that makes a difference or whether it's Australia Post that makes a difference. I really don't know. So I don't know how that works. No, not all animals are frightened. As I can testify, I've got 50% of my cats frightened and the other 50% not. So there we go. Hey there, Carmen. Nice to see you. Yes, 3:40 a.m. is way too early. Now, it says here, can you buy either one? Now, we're talking about the glass mat. Oh, I know what you're talking about, whether you can buy the Imperial version or the metric version. No, in South Pacific, if you order a glass mat, you will get the metric version. Okay. The nice thing is, even if you're someone who uses inches, you still do have inches at the top and bottom. Okay. So the inches are still on here, but the actual left-hand side and the main bar across the bottom is in metric. In North America, if you order it, then yours will be down the left-hand side and across the bottom will be Imperial. How heavy? It's actually pretty weighty. I'm not sure. I could take it out to my Thermomix at some point and use the measuring thing on there and weigh it for you, but I'm not sure. It might say somewhere in the information, but that's something else I'll look into before I do a video, how heavy it is. It does look really good, doesn't it? And it clears that space for you to work on, and I like that idea because goodness knows I tend to make a big mess of my space. Also, like that, it's got a nice little pattern down here. We've got here, and then we've got Stampin' Up on the top corner. See, I'm trying to get it into the camera view. Stampin' Up on the top view here, and then some little flowers down the bottom. Very pretty. It's nice. I like it. Oh, it says to wet the cleaning cloth. It feels damp, actually. And I just took mine out of the packaging. It actually seems to be damp when you get it. So I don't know if it's been wet before. That's a bit odd, isn't it? But it's not dry. But yes, you could certainly wet it. Let me go down and see if I've missed any other comments. Does anyone have any other questions about it? Even if I don't know the answer, I will try and find out by the time I do a video about this. Now, how do you get one? If you're a demonstrator, you can order it now, okay? There is only a limited amount of these available to demonstrators this month, and this is the only month that will be offered to demonstrators, okay? Then once they sell out their I don't know what their number is, but once they get close to that number, they'll cut it off and you won't be able to order it anymore. Then it will be made available to people who are joining as new demonstrators from the 4th of January. Okay, so if you're thinking about joining as a demonstrator, this is the joining special for January, February for celebration. There are actually two options. So the first option is the mat, okay, with the cleaning cloth and the silicone pad. With these things, it's valued at $106, but it's completely free when you join during January or February, okay, and it costs $169 to join. You get $235 worth of product plus this mat and this. And this, okay? Or if you don't want the glass mat, if it's not for you, and there might be people out there maybe who've already got a glass mat or don't think they need one, instead you can opt for $51 extra value. So instead of what's 235 plus 51? 286, is that right? $286 worth of product for only $169. So they're the two options, two really good options. And I love it when they give us options. I think it makes so much sense to have, you know, you can have this, but if that's not what you want, well, then you can have this great deal instead. Okay, so it's pretty cool. Oh, what is that about it being magnetic? Oh, have I just learned something? I don't think it fries eggs with your heat tool. No, I'm pretty sure that that's not right. I don't think so, but it's a great idea. We should put those things in the suggestion box. Ask them to add all those things, shall we? Maybe. Hello, Nicole. Nice to see you there. Is the tray a separate buy? No. If you're a demonstrator, you can get them right now. The mat, the tray, and the cloth together. So this is called the Glass Mat Studio because it's not just a glass mat. It's the glass mat and this, and that's what they're calling the Glass Mat Studio. And that's $106 to demonstrators, but demonstrators get their discount off that. So it doesn't actually cost you $106. It's that less your 20% plus discount that you actually end up paying. However, if you are joining in January or February, you can choose this completely free with your kit. That's how it works. Does that make sense to everybody? I hope so. The grip mat comes with it. Yes, you are correct, Cherie. Hello, Margaret. Another Margaret. Margaret, keep hello. It will be there early next week. I'm sure it's very soon, Megan. Not far off at all. I know, it does look great. I'm very excited. Which half is frightened? Are we talking about the cats again? Yes, we are. The front or the back. 100% of 50% of my cats are frightened. I think only you and I will understand that. That's a bit weird. Yes, the grid is metric. That's correct. If you're in the US or Canada, the grid will be in imperial. So, oh, no need to weigh. Thank you. But I'm interested to know myself. I would think it's pretty heavy. I'd be thinking that's got to be around 1 kilo or something, maybe even more. But it's substantial, so it's not going to move. It's also got little grippy things underneath, so it doesn't move around on your desk at all. You put it down and it stays. I love that. No, I don't believe it is magnetic. I think that was just Cherie being funny. And if you have a problem with that, then take it up with Cherie because I'm not being held responsible for having said that the glass mat is magnetic. That's just Cherie. Messy craft and get ink everywhere. It doesn't always come off a white desk. I know. Well, I've got the same. I've got a white desk here as well. I've got an IKEA Alex desk, which is lovely. But periodically, I try and get everything. I really need to clean the whole thing off and start over at the moment because it gets pretty grubby and I need to clean it with something, you know, some spray and wipe or something like that. There you go. It does say to wet the cloth in the celebration brochure. See, I should read my brochure. Good point. Actually save a lot of ink when you're blending because it will sop it up with your brush. Well, I don't know. I'm yet to find that out. I guess we will. Hello, Patricia. How are you? Yeah, I thought you'd find that amusing, Cherie. You're not responsible. So both Cherie and I are absolving ourselves of all responsibility. And Narelle got hers today too. Yay. That's awesome. All right. So now we've talked about this, had a bit of fun with it. If you have questions about this, like I said, I'm going to be doing a video in the next week or a week and a bit that actually talks a lot more about it to give you lots of information. However, if you are interested in joining and getting your hands on one of these, please just send me a message, okay? I'll have all my details, including my email, in the description below this video at the end of the video. So there you go. Oh, Gumption gets ink and text off. That's good to know, especially after the kindy pre-primary kids have been colouring. Yes, indeed. All right, so I wanted to play tonight. We are going to actually finish up talking about this, but I've been so excited to show it to everybody, and I'm really excited for that. So in my mini catalogue that is retiring, we have a couple of things in here. Now, there's a couple of things that I was thinking about showing you tonight that are and are not retiring. So I might do this for my second card, but I was thinking about this Joy to You set is retiring. However, the Forever Forest set is not retiring. So I'm thinking about maybe playing with those this evening. And I'm going to just grab a couple of things. I've got some, I'm going to use my mat tonight. How exciting. So I'm just deciding, do I want to do this on white? I'm thinking I might. And I've also got my deckled circles, guys. Now, the deckled circles that are in the mini catalogue, you'll be happy to know these are not retiring, but they are going to be, here's the deckled circles, they are going to be an online exclusive product after the end of this catalogue. Now, that doesn't mean you can only order them online. It just means that the only place you'll be able to go to see them is online, which means they won't be in a printed publication. Okay, so when something's an online exclusive, it's available in exactly the same way as usual. You can get it through a demonstrator. You can order it online, whatever you like. But it just means that you can't see it in print form, in an actual catalogue. So the deckled circles, which are up here, are going to be going, here they are. See, there's a little CO here that Denise put on here for me. This is the carryover symbol, which means the deckled circles are going to be carried over and still be available when this catalogue retires. However, they'll only be available on to see online. Now, I think these are absolutely fantastic. If you haven't seen them, look how many there are. Okay, how many are there? 14 circles. That's a lot of circles. And they go from very big. Now, this piece actually cuts almost a 6x6 piece of paper. That's how big that is. It's super big, okay? And it goes all the way down to about an inch. How tiny, all right? So and then every size in between, there's another 12 other sizes other than the very large and the very small. So super good, super useful. I like the fact that they have kind of like the whole point of why they're called deckled circles. They have this deckled edge, okay? They're not a straight circle. So they give us a really interesting look. Now, in this catalogue, let me just find it for you. There is a set of dies called, I'm going to look them up in the back because I can't. They're on page 20, and they are called Forever Forest. Now, the Forever Forest dies are all, stamps are not retiring. So you'll see there's an R here to tell us that the Forever Forest bundle is retiring. That means just the bundle. However, the stamps are still going to be available and the dies will still be available. So you'll still be able to get both of those items. They just won't be bundled together. So you'll pay a little bit more. And I really liked this particular card, and I haven't done anything like this. I like this because you've got the deckled circle, okay, and you've got the mountains, and then you've got the trees in the middle. So I thought I'd like to recreate this, and I'm going to change it up a bit and do my own colors and so forth. But I thought that would kind of be fun to play with. So I'm going to, let me see, how big is this on a, I want to go down a size. So I want to have a size that will actually go right on the front of the card, like of a card. Okay, you can see I've got a bit of room at the top and a bit of room at the bottom. So that's the one I want. And I'm actually going, normally I would stamp first and then cut after. But in this case, I'm actually going to cut my circle first because I want to make sure I know how far apart to put my trees and that sort of thing. So I'm going to cut this. And I'm going to grab my cut and emboss machine. And here we go. I might have to go out a little bit with my phone so that you can see, because that means that and actually means you can see the glass mat better too when I scroll out a little bit. Right, so let's pop this here. And first of all, I'm going to need my base plate. So this is plate number 1. Pop that down. And then plate number 2, which is this used to be known as a thin die adapter. I don't know if that's what it's still called. Then we have our first clear plate. This is plate number 3. We have 2 plate number 3s. So the first one goes down. And I'm going to pop this down here. And we're going to have the second plate 3 on top. And that's the sandwich. So we put our paper between those 2 pieces, like as if it's 2 pieces of bread. And then we call that a sandwich. When my son was little, he made a video. When he was 4, he made a video with my Big Shot. Some of you may remember our Big Shot. And showed people how to use it. Okay, I will need that again in a little while. But right now I'll just put it to one side. And let's scroll back in. All right. You can see that there's a bit of a glare from the light, and so I'm just angling that so you don't see that so much. All right, so now I have this piece here, and I'm going to put my deckled circles back away. You have to go to sleep, Carmen. Good luck. I hope you are able to catch some sleep. Yep, you can catch the replay anytime. Oh, you've got the Tim Holtz glass mat. Nicole, I'd love to know. What do you think of it? You use your silicone mat to hold the ink pads, and your Enyo cloths clean pretty much anything. Yes, they do. As much as I would like our Stampin' Up one, no more room on unbuilt table. Yes, I get it. And you've already got one, so you actually don't need another, right? All right, so now that I've done this, I'm thinking that I maybe should have done this a different way, but oh well, let's see. Let's see how we go. All right, so I'm going to pop this down. And I'm deciding maybe block I would be good. And I'm thinking, what color will I do these? And I'm going to go with my go-to, which is Mossy Meadow. Mossy Meadow is probably my favorite green to work with. Just making sure it's inked up well. I did get a bit of ink over here on the edges, so I'll just sort of address that. Now I've got ink on my fingers, but hey, not the end of the world. I'm also going to get my pen. This is my early espresso, the darkest brown. And I'm just going to colour my tree trunks in the middle here so that they're not so green. So we have brown tree trunks, and because it's a darker colour, I can just add it straight over the top. It won't be perfect, but that's okay. Doesn't matter. All right. So I'm going to have this going so that they're going like from one side to the other. So this, remember, this stamp set is not retiring, okay? And I'm probably, like I said, I'm going to do my own version of this, and you've seen me do things like this before, but anyway. And I was going to do a bit of embossing, but in the interest of time tonight, I'm going to keep it really, really simple. And I'm going to bring in a couple of blending brushes. So I'm deciding what color to go with. I've got a Mossy Meadow one here. And I'm deciding, do I want to, maybe I'll go with probably a standard kind of a color. So this is Mossy Meadow again. And then we've also got Old Olive, which is a good color when they go really well together. Mossy Meadow and Old Olive go really well together. So I'm going to start down the bottom here. And we're going to kind of go up on the trees a little bit, but not too high. We're just going sort of to the bottom of where those branches are. Doesn't matter if you've got a bit of blobbiness here, that's okay. The good thing about this technique is the more you go over it to correct it, the more it just evens out the color. Oh, I got something else I am not going to show you yet because it's not available yet, but I am going to be showing you. And anyone want to guess what it is? Look, I got this. Haha. It's not rubber like the old ones we had once upon a time. It is silicone, so I'm very excited to play with it and see what we can do with it. Cannot wait. All right, so now I'm going to pick up the darker color, and I'm going to go kind of more on the edges and just down the bottom here. Now, in the one they did in the book, they had the mountains kind of in front, but I'm not going to do that. All right, so we've got our kind of our grass here at the bottom. And then I'm going to pull in, let's go, what colors in the sky would we like? I'm going to start with, oh, I'm tempted to go Pool Party, but Pool Party and Pretty Peacock. But I don't know. Pool Party and Pretty Peacock or Balmy Blue and Night of Navy. So there are options. So Balmy Blue and Night of Navy or Pretty Peacock and Pool Party. Oh, so yeah, sorry. There's Pool Party. There's these two or these two. What do we think? Do we have a preference? Too much sleep today. No one ever says. Who says that? Goodness me. Oh, yeah, I know what you mean. So you don't want to be up all night. Panadol helps me sleep too. Yep. Hello from France. Hello, Thomasina. Nice to have you here. Oh, that's a good point. Great for mixed media, Nicole. I love that idea. Yeah, mono printing, exactly. Yep. All those lovely creative crafty things. Balmy Blue and Night of Navy, says Leslie, and she was first. So that's where we're going. We're going to do those. All right. So let's start with Balmy Blue. You can see I've got a bit of a smudginess. Well, if you look closely, I can see that I've got a bit of smudginess on the top there. But I'm not worried about it. I am also going to get something. Let me see. I'm going to get a bit of masking paper. And I'm going to, this is our masking paper that's got the strips that you can peel off. Oh, hang on, it's this side. You can peel off these bits, okay? And this is not sticky, but this is, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab, you could use a punch. If you have a, I still have a 1-inch punch. These are no longer available for sale, okay? We don't sell them anymore, but I still have mine because 1 inch is such a useful size. But you could also use your smallest layered circles dies, or stitch circle, the smallest one. Sorry, stylish shapes, the smallest circle in there. All right, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to peel, if I can. I should have done this over the join. Silly me. If I'd done it over the join, this would be easy to get off. Let me do that. All right. So if you go over the join when you do it, then you have an easy spot to start peeling off the stuff. And let me grab my scissors because I messed that up. And what we're going to do here is we're going to peel that backing off. And I'm going to put this, I've actually got the bits in the wrong place, but that's okay. Doesn't matter. I'm just going to make my circle. All right, so I'm going to start by going with my Balmy Blue, and we're going to go right over the whole top. And you'll see it gets darker on the edges, and that's okay. Oh, I just picked up some of the, there you go. There's a good reason to wipe over because I picked up some green, didn't I? That's okay though. Doesn't matter. It'll actually add to the way this looks. All right, so you don't have to join all the way in the middle there. You might notice I'm not going quite down as far as my green comes up. So I'm like leaving a little bit of white in the middle. And the good thing about that is that it means that you don't have to, it almost looks like there's a light source behind the trees. So that's kind of cool. And then I'm going to go with the dark, and this is going to go over these edges. Okay, so I'm liking that because you can see a little bit of the lighter color and a little bit of the darker color. That looks really good. Oh, Nicole, you're getting very technical there. I see that. No, the ink doesn't dry. Well, the ink will never dry on a non-porous subject and on surface, and the reason why is because it is water-based. Okay, so the ink is water-based, and it won't dry on glass like this. It will dry immediately on a porous surface such as paper, so it's immediately dry, but not on something like this. Not on acetate either, or other things that we use. Hey there, Jamie. Nice to see you. Hello, hello. The brayer's on your order. You want it for the... What is SNC? Am I silly? What does that mean? So you're answering a question from Megan, Nicole. That's cool. I love your explanation. Do you mind if I read it? Can I put that? I'm going to actually pop it up on the screen because it's really good. Brayers allow application of paint, ink, and texture paste and other mediums to be smoothly applied to substrates and over stencils in a quick manner. Also can create textures with them. There are a whole bunch of things you can do with brayers, and they do, you can get great effects with blending brushes, like with, color blended from one side to the other. Just going to pull this off. This is our moon. It always looks good when we do that. Doesn't that look great? I've got a bit of sticky stuff on that, and I'm going to get rid of it with my, have I got an adhesive remover close by? Let me see. If I don't, I can always do it after. But I thought I had. Well, that'll learn me. I've obviously moved my adhesive remover, but that's okay. I will find it after because I do still have some sticky on this, and I want to get rid of that. Okay, so anyway, I'm happy with that. That's looking really cool. Let's pop these to one side. Now, in my dies here, let me just grab my Forever Forest dies. We have some different things. Here are the mountains, which I would like to have going like behind my circle. I think those would look really nice. So that's a possibility. We'll probably need to cut a couple of those. And I'm deciding what color. Maybe Misty Moonlight, maybe navy for the mountains. Like when it always reminds me of the blue mountains. Whoops, I need to take that back. Sorry, need to take it off. Whoops. Goodness me. Yes, sorry about that. The scan and cut. There you go. Thank you. Now I know what you're talking about. Good point. You can use a clear stamp to remove the sticky, but it's quite sticky, so I wanted to make sure like I'm... Okay, I'll have a little think about that. Now, we've also got these trees here, and I'm thinking I would like to have some of them also. We've got 4, or actually 5, but I don't want the little tiny weeny ones. I only want the medium-sized ones and all the larger ones. So I'm going to cut some of these. And then I also want to have the mountains. So I'm deciding what that would be really nice to put on. Do I put it on a white background and color it? Or do I put it on, I'm thinking maybe a blue background actually. So seeing as we use Balmy Blue ink, let's use Balmy Blue behind. I think that's going to work really well. So I'm just going to grab my trimmer and pop this here. Now, as I mentioned, the Forever Forest stamp set is not retiring, so you don't have to rush out and buy it immediately. Thank goodness. Let's push that down and grab my bone folder. Now, I'm going to add some color to the top of this as well, but I'm also going to add some mountains. So I want to cut my mountains, and I'm deciding, do I want them in Night of Navy, or do I want them in, this is Misty Moonlight, so I'm not sure which way to go. So this is Night of Navy. That's quite a bit darker. So if this is in the middle, the navy does look good. You know what? I think the navy is the go. I really do. All right. So I've got my navy piece here. And I said before I'd be bringing in my machine again, so that's what we're going to do. We've got these 3 little guys. I'll put them to one side and my mountains to one side. And we're going to bring our machine back in. Now, I know it's quite close, so if I need to move it, I probably do need to move it out so you guys can see what's going on. But anyway, so we've got our base plate number 2 and our first number 3. I'm going to put my navy down, and I want to cut 2 mountain ranges. These mountains cut and emboss at the same time, so that's kind of cool. Let's put our top plate on and roll it through. Yes, I probably should wipe the mat down. I need to get rid. See, this is a new habit that I have to form here. So now you'll notice it cuts at the top, but not at the bottom. So you either need to put it over the edge, so you do the trimmer, or you cut it off after, like I'm about to do. I'm actually going to cut a little bit lower because I can always come back in and decide. Maybe, I wonder if we need 2. We might not need 2. Let's have a look. And the trees, I think we'll do those. I think we'll do these in Mossy Meadow. I think that would be nice. So Mossy Meadow. And these are all coming out of my scrap drawer, if you're wondering where I get my pieces from. Run these through. I'm going to run them one way and then back just to make sure they cut really well. Correct. Exactly right, Cherie. That's right. You are correct. It will not dry on a non-porous surface because it's water-based, or dye ink. Dye ink is water-based. So it makes it really great for kids to use, and those of us who like instant drying, because your pigment inks, which are not water-based, pigment inks don't dry quickly. They dry very slowly. And that can be a problem at times, but there are things we can do to speed that up, like using heat tool, for example. All right, let me put these to one side. And let's bring this in and see what we can do. All right. Get all my bits and pieces out of the way. Here's our, and then we also have our base. This is going to go like this, and this. Now I'm thinking, because I put this, I'm thinking I might just cut these at the top. I'm just going to rip them off because I can't be bothered. I'm a bit lazy. And I'm going to have this one here at this end. And I am going to cut them close. And we're just going to have the mountains poking out at either side. And I'm going to and then I want to have, let's see how much I need. I want to have this piece right about here. So I'm going to be chopping this one off right about here. So I'm going to have this about here, but I actually want this one to come out a little bit more because I want to see the full amount of the mountain, but I can always trim that off later. And then this one over this side, like that. All right, so we have it high on one side and lower on the other, but that's fine. I've just trimmed it off in the middle because no one's going to see what's going on in the middle, right? So I'm going to use my grid on my mat to have them at the same height. Now this can be really helpful if ever you want to have things continue from one side to the other, because you can line it up with a particular point here and have it with the same point on the other side. 1, 2, 3. So it needs to go right there. Right about there. So I'm lining it up with the same line on my grid. Okay, this is a really good example actually of how you would use a grid like this. And put it back in the spot again. I'm going to have that go right there. And then this one over this side. So this is, I've counted up from this dotted line, 1, 2, 3, 4. And this is 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's going to be the same on both sides. Actually, I'm going to move it back. There we go. And then this piece is going to go here in the middle like this. Now, it kind of looks funny, I know, that the mountains kind of start and end here, but that's okay because it's a card, you know, it's art. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be true. You know, it doesn't follow the... All right. So I'm thinking that this then should go on some dimensionals. Do I have any handy, or I might have them back in my drawer? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, and 4. We're going to pop that right, center it, so the same amount from both sides, like so. Now, what I was going to do is color the top actually before I put that on. So that wasn't very smart. That was actually really silly. Can I take it off? Let's see. Yeah, I can. I haven't pushed it down hard, so it is going to come up. But at least I know it's going to look right when I do it. So, all right, pop that over. And let's move this one. Pop that back. All right, so what I want to do is I want to come in and do a bit of colouring up here. Now I'm colouring on blue this time, so it's going to be a little bit different. So Nicole sounds like she's the expert in glass mats. So that's really, really good because see, I've never had one. Well, apart from the one we had that came with the circle cutter. Remember the circle scissors that we had years ago? I had that glass mat, but I didn't do a lot of stamping on it. I mostly used it for cutting. So this one is meant to be for stamping, and I'm trying to make sure that I use it really well. All right, so I'm going to come down from the top. We're going to be colouring over the edge with, and I might not use the navy at all here because I don't think we'll need to. We just want to add a bit of a sky. Kind of have a nice sky effect. Now, it's more important that we come down in the sides because our circle's not going to go all the way to the sides. So I'm going to... I love blending brushes. Can't wait to show you the brayer too when we have that to play with. I loved our old brayer. I've loved all the brayers we had. You know what the funny thing was? I didn't love the rubber brayer initially. I avoided it because I didn't know what to do with it. And then I finally worked it out and got really good at it just before they retired it. You know how that is, right? That's how that works. I'm going to just wipe this over just so I don't transfer any more colour to my card. All right. And while I'm here, I'm going to trim these off as well. This is something I do sometimes. I'll see a card in the catalogue that I like, and I think, oh, I really like that card. And then what I do is I recreate it. But after I've looked at it initially, I don't copy it exactly. So it's not exactly a case. It's using a card for inspiration. And then what I do is I try and do my own version without looking at it again. Okay, so I kind of have an idea of a card that I want to do, but then I want to have Yeah, I want to have it different. So I thought about putting a white piece down behind here, but I don't know that I do want to do that. I think I might leave it just as it is. We are going to add some trees. So I'm going to have deciding where they should go. One, maybe a tree here. Oh, there's just 2 trees. And have that maybe go over the edge. I don't know. But then we're going to lose a bit too much of our mountain, aren't we? And then this one, or maybe we go, maybe this goes underneath. That might be better. What do you guys think? Underneath and then on top. That's better. It's not too overwhelming, and we can still see our mountain. And then this one can go over here, like so, or something like that. Oop, you can't see it. I'm up too high. Right, what do we think? Do we like this? Oh, and before we go too far, I think I might also want to do a little bit of flicking, a little bit of dotty flicking. What do you think? Do we want to do that? Because we know that always looks good if you do a little bit of dotting with some water. And all I'm doing is I've got some water on my fingers here, and I'm just going to flick. Oop, and it's just going to add a really nice textural look to my background. And it'll come out more as it dries. Right, can you start to see the flick? See how it's coming out? Something I love to do because it comes out different every time. You never know what it's going to look like. All right. Now, if we're going to have a greeting on this, this could be a Christmas card, but it doesn't have to be. It could be a thinking of you card. It could be just about anything, really, couldn't it? Don't you think? Dotties. Everyone loves dotties, right? It does need ripples to make a lake. That would be really nice. I could even use, one of my, the watercolor sets that I love so much that have, let me see, like you could probably do some water effects with some of these. Those would look really nice. Instead of using them as hills, use them as water and add them down the bottom. That would look great. But I'm not going to do that today. I'm thinking, though, that I would like to have a greeting down here somewhere, and I could put it on a banner and have it going over one side here. That would look good. And I think maybe something like just draw some lines. Maybe you would use paper on the mat too. Well, you know what? We've got lots and lots of options with these things. Can I just tell you guys, I have been known to say this a few times, and it's something I truly believe, and that is that if you invest your money in tools, your card making will improve out of sight. Okay, that is just something to be aware of. You can, buy lots of different things, but the best investment when it comes to your craft, card making or any other craft, is always going to be in your tools, because that's where you're going to improve improve what you do. Okay. All right. So I'm just going to go to my scrap bucket here, and I'm going to grab out. I've got a couple. I mean, I could add no, that's way too big. I want a long, thin. Oh, and we could. Oh, okay. This would be nice. We could add a silver piece down the bottom. That would look nice. We could. Let me see first where I want to put this. All right, so I could have a banner down the bottom here with something written on it. That would look rather good. But I think maybe a longer, skinnier banner will be better. So maybe the smallest, longest one from the stitch shape dies. That's always good. Or the other one that's really good is the long, thin one from the Labels A Glow die. So we've got a couple of die sets that have got really great long, thin banners that work really, really well for lots of sayings. So this stamp set doesn't have any words. Okay, this one is completely wordless. So I was thinking about making a Christmas card, but now that I've made the card, I don't think I want it to be Christmas. What do you guys think? See, this one's good, but it's too thick. I'm going through, looking for the right kind of banner. Can't make a silk purse out of sow's ear. No, you cannot, indeed. All the road from trucking along. Yes, yes, you could do that. Trace deckled rectangle. Do you know, I do not have the deckled rectangles. I don't have those. I know people are shocked when they hear that, but I've never had them. You can't have everything, right? I know that's insane, but you just can't. I've had people tell me that I should have everything. That's always amusing to me. Also, I could just add a long, thin piece of, but no, I don't want to. I want to use a banner. All right, so I'm actually going to, let me see. I've been using these a little bit. They've got Wishing You Peace, You're in My Thoughts, and I Just Can't Thank You Enough. I think those are all really nice. Really nice. The other thing, if I was doing a short one, I could just stamp it here. That would be another option. But I'm having a look to see if I've got a Thinking of You that would work really well, because that's always a good sentiment. And it works for both guys and girls. It works really well. This is nice too. Hope you are feeling better. That's really good. Having a look. Look, look, look. Or we could do a happy birthday. Beautiful landscape type card. Yeah, it does. Exactly. You like it without a sentiment, Donna. I see what you're saying. What's Denise? Yes, that is true. She is very clever. Having a look. A mail card. Thinking of You or Thanks. I know. Both of those would be good. A mail birthday would be good. And you're right. We don't have to have something. So I am tempted, though, to put... if I was to put let's put these guys on first. I'm going to add a little bit of Tombow down the center. All right, I will add Tombow down the center when it comes out. This one's almost on its last legs. And I'm going to have that one just sitting there on the edge, right on the edge. This one, though, can go underneath. I think that looks better. I'm just wanting to put little dotty bits. I don't want to cover the whole thing. Well, my Tombow doesn't want to come out anyway, so. And I seem to go through Tombows so fast, it's not funny. Anybody else? That one might have to go in the bin. But it makes a very satisfying tap, tap, tap sound. Now this one's got plenty. Right, just like that. And then I think maybe a nice piece of, either we could have it down towards the bottom here, or we could have it running kind of just along the bottom of that mountain line. What do you think? We go under here or have it further down? I think it looks better at the top. I'm looking at it and just thinking it's looking better at the top. I'm going to do that. All right, so this one is the self-adhesive silver and gold glimmer paper, which I love because you don't have to worry about glue. It just peels off. And then it's going to go all right, like so. I think that looks better. And I'm going to turn it over and cut off the excess. And right, how's it looking? Do we like it? Do we like it without the sentiment, or do you guys think it would look better? A river shimmering in the moonlight. Ooh, could be. Didn't think of that. It kind of does look a bit like that, doesn't it? It does. Thanks, Jody, for saying, oh, no, it was Jamie that said that. Thanks, Jamie. All right. You've gone through so many. I know, right? I think, yes, too many Tombos were harmed in the production of this year's Christmas cards. All right. So what I want to do is I want to have I'm going to very, very quickly cut with the Stylish Shapes dies. I'm going to cut myself a banner. I always know where the Stylish Shapes dies are. They're right at the front of my die pack. You know how I know that? Because I keep them at the very front. I put all the other dies behind them. These ones are always at the front. So I always know where they are because they're the ones I use the most often. Look at them. All messed up. But I love them. They're so, so good. And I'm going to cut myself a banner. I just cut a tiny, tiny little piece here. And see, now this banner is a better size. So I can put it either right across the bottom here. Makes it look like a snow globe, doesn't it, when I put it like that? That's actually not what I want. I want to have it to one side, like so. And I want to have it down a little bit so it covers a little bit of the edge of the circle, but also a bit of the glimmer. And let's stamp on that. I think we'll stamp on that with Night of Navy because that will stand out really well. And I didn't find the right stamp set, but I know I'm almost there. Almost there to find the right one. I have so many sentiments. Oh my goodness. And we want to have one that's like can be for a guy or a girl. That's what we want. And I'm trying to have something that's not Christmas. And not too girly. Do you know what? I'm thinking this with gratitude might be a good one to have because then it can be for a guy or a girl or anybody. And it's just simple with gratitude. So let's put that on a block and ink it up. I'm not used to the clickety-clack sound that this makes. I'll get used to it, I suppose. You go with gratitude. And I want to pop it just here. Now, on this side, I want to have a dimensional, so it's the same height as this, but I only want it to go flat here. So I'm going to put Tombow on this end, and then I want to have dimensional on the other end. Does that make sense what I'm doing? That way they're all going to be at the same height. It'll take a moment for that Tombow to stick on, but it will. All right. Does it need bling? I guess that's a silly question because we know that it always does, but we have silver here, so we're going to need to be, we'll need to stay with the blues or with the silver, I would think. So these might be good. These are Misty Moonlight tinsel gems, and those would look really good. What do we think? Do we like those? We've got some little ones and we have some larger ones. I also have the Festive Pearls, so I could go silver with the Festive Pearls. So here's a couple of really great options, right? You can let me know which ones you think are best. The silver Festive Pearls or the Misty Moonlight tinsel gems. We also have some, oh, those would go as well. These are the blue glitter sequins. Those are nice as well. So But we already have some glitter here with the silver, so we might not need more glitter. So that's where I'm leaning to. The banner's too big. That's the smallest. Well, I do have a smaller banner, a tinier one, but it's the same width. It's just shorter. I'm gonna leave it. I think it's okay. It's already there. White is wrong on there. It takes away from the seam. Yeah, maybe. I might have a little think about this and I may change it. But people are saying they want the Misty Moonlight ones. So let's go with these. I'm going to use my Take Your Pick tool. I'm deciding where they should go. I'm going to have one here on the end of and I'm going to go with a couple of smaller ones elsewhere. So one here. And just checking there's no bonus cat hair. That's always, oh, there is a bonus cat hair. It's 50-50 chance which cat it might be. Right, and I quite like that. All right, so I'm still deciding whether I like this banner or whether I want it to be shorter, but I do like the card. I think the card turned out really nice. And this is very, very, very loosely based on the card in the catalogue that I showed you on page 20 before. So that's here. And just remember, if you're looking at these, the stamps are going to be not retiring. The dies are not retiring, but the bundle, where they are a little bit cheaper by buying them together, that will be retiring. And I always love pine tree scene sets. I just think they're so beautiful and you can do so many things with them. So this card is loosely based on this card, okay? Their card, they've actually got the mountains on the deckled circles and then the trees behind that, okay? They've got a bigger banner than mine. But, you know, they both look good. They both look good. But totally different cards, even though one was inspired by the other, they couldn't be more different, really. So there you go. That's where the idea came from here, and that's what we ended up with. So there we go. All right. How are we going? We're over time tonight. Way over time. So my apologies to you. I think I spent too much time talking about the glass mat because, you know, couldn't help myself because it was so good. If anyone wants to see me talking about the glass mat, this little guy, then you can see that on by watching the replay. And I will do, like I said before, I will do another video that that shows you how to do it. So I'm wondering, do we do another card or do we not? Because it is 8:45. So I am over time tonight and I don't know whether you guys want to see me do something else or not. What do you think? Are we all ready to go to bed? Is that what we're ready for? What do you think, guys? Oh, okay. Yes, please. Yes, please means yes, please, let's finish. Or yes, another card. Another card. All right. We'll do it very quickly. And I'm just going to show you something. I'm going to cut this down to card size. And I'm going to show you something new. What do you think? Shall we see something new? I'm going to cut this down to standard card size, which is in Australia 10 centimeters across by 14.3. And now, even though I have this fabulous glass mat, when it comes to, I'm going to show you, this is a new set. It's called Watercolor Melon. And I think I told you a few weeks ago, I don't like watermelons. I just don't. I don't like any melons. I don't know what it is. I'm not particularly fussy. I eat nearly everything in this world, but not melons. Melons just, especially rock melon, or what Americans call cantaloupe. Rock melons turn my stomach. I can't even handle the smell of them. But I wish I liked them because they look like such a fun thing to eat. I mean, I watch people eating watermelons, you know, and they're all bright colors and they're cool and people are enjoying eating them. And I think I wish I liked them, but I just don't. All right. So I'm going to use this. And even though I have a glass mat, even when you have a glass mat, if you are using photopolymer stamps, you're still going to need a bit of sponginess underneath, like such as a paper piercing tool, underneath these kind of solid stamps. Okay. Now, the reason that I wanted to show you this, remember on Friday night, we made, and I think it's still here, we made this card on Friday night. Do you remember? Now, do you see the banner in the middle? That is made with the modern oval punch. Okay, this one here. This is the one that makes this. But see this shape of this watermelon? It is the same shape, which means if you have the modern oval punch, you can punch this guy out as well. So that's kind of cool, right? So let's do a little bit of stamping. And I'm going to just show you that. And I'm thinking, I think garden green is going to be the closest color to a watermelon green. And then maybe, should we do Flirty Flamingo, do you think, for the actual, or should it be Sweet Sorbet? We might need to test the color of the watermelon inside. But I'm going to try the garden green for this because I think this is going to be our watermelon outside color. And let's, because it's a nice solid stamp, we want to do this on a mat. Okay, well, that's very wet. My garden green ink is really, really wet. Okay, so I want to stamp off, and I probably should have just done it here. So this could be my stamp off one, and then this would be my actual one. Let's see. Oh, it's kind of cool. What do you think? Does it look like a watermelon? It does, and I think this color is closer. This is too dark, although you could have a dark one and a light one, I guess. Let's do this one, and you'll see it's a distinctive stamp. So it's like light and dark, and this cuts it out perfectly with the modern oval punch. All right, so there's our watermelon, and I'm just going to chop. Where are my paper snips? Oh no, I'm going to have to use non-Stampin' Up. I'm not using my ribbon scissors. That's not. Oh no, here they are. Found them. I have another pair of embroidery scissors here on the desk. I think they were in my daughter's bedroom when we cleaned that out. I'm going to do this one, which is the lighter stamped off one. And we're just going to do a super quick card. Okay, so I've got a couple of punched shapes there. And then on here, I'm going to, okay, so what have we got here? We've got some, like an inside of a watermelon here. I think I like this looks almost, you could probably do some, this one's got a bite out of it. You could do the green skin and then do these pieces. They almost look like pizza. And there's also some leaves as well. So I'm just going to have a kind of a play with it. And let's just see how we go. I will go with a piece of watermelon that has a bite out of it. And then I'm going to go with one I'm looking for C-size block, but I think maybe my C-size block is still in my bag from the other day, so it doesn't matter. I'll just use another D. I need to get some more blocks actually. And then I've also got this piece here that's the skin. Whoop. Now, if ever you've got a curved piece like this, always put it down and then pick it up. That way you aren't bending it out of shape when you try and put it on yourself. And then I've also got some leaves here. I like these leaves. So let's put that on a block as well. All right. And now let's just see how we go. I'm thinking, well, we hadn't decided. Do we think Sweet Sorbet? I think maybe Sweet Sorbet might be the right color. It's like a soft red. Bye, Nicole. Oh, have fun at your Christmas party. All right. I'm hoping this is the right color for my watermelon. It's not far off. It's very close. And I'm kind of moving it around as I go. And then I want to use my garden green to do my skin. And I'm putting it towards the edge because I don't want to get it too much on my mat. And maybe just like that. This is kind of fun, right? And I've got this bit of leaf here. I'm thinking I might use that. I don't think I'm going to use all the watermelon pieces. Oh, the leaves are good. Look at those. The leaf makes it come alive, actually. I love that. I'm not going to worry too much about the middle because that's where I'm going to put my word or my greeting. I was going to use these, but I don't even know if I want to now. No, I could put them up and then have this one up, maybe. And then I have a bit left here, and I'm going to use this for my, I'm going to roll this in my green ink. Now, this is going to be a celebration set. For anyone who's wondering where you get this, it is going to be free with a $90 order, this watermelon set. So we have some really nice celebration stuff this year. Celebration comes around once a year. It's every January, February. And the reason that they do this is because there's a number of reasons. But what I really like is that they do actually offer it as a special deal every year. And I'm thinking, what would I like to say? I hope your day is filled with joy, sending lots of love and hugs. It's not sympathy card, and it's not a let's eat card. No, and we have a for you, but that looks too small. So I'm thinking sending you lots of love and hugs, maybe? What do you think? So let me pop that on a block. Go over there. And I'm going to do it in green. And this is actually the heartfelt hexagon stamp set. So these fit on the hexagon punch as well as on this one. Sending lots of love and hugs. There we go. And I'm going to pop that right there in the middle. I'm going to pop it on a couple of dimensionals. What have I done with those? They'll be here somewhere. Where did Linda put her dimensionals? Here they are. Here they are. I'm just going to put 2 behind it because I want to have room for sliding things underneath. All right, so I'm thinking about, we can just leave it like that, okay? Looks rather good, doesn't it? Or I can put these up on dimensionals under here, which would look fine. And I can pop them up. Should I put these 2 up or just leave it like it is? What do you think? It does look 3D, I know. You know what? That's a good idea, Leslie. It might. The silicone mat under the pierce mat might stop it from moving. I don't know. I never really thought about that. Gosh, there's so many things I need to work out. Pop up? Okay. All right. That's what we shall do. We shall put these on dimensionals. Oh, it's summer. You know how I can tell it's summer? Because I have an additional bug that is turned up on my card. Because they come because I've got the light on here. So that's how you know it's summer in Australia. Extra bugs. Okay, just like that. And then what I do is I get my scissors and I turn this over and we cut off the excess. And the best way to do this is like lean your scissors up against this piece and then you cut nice and straight that way. Right. We do need some bling on this, obviously. And I'm thinking about putting it on a garden green mat. Just looking for a garden green mat. Sorry, garden green card base is what I'm trying to say. And then because this is a darker color, I would put a piece of white insert inside. And because we're using the watermelon stamp set, oh, and I've lost my, you know, that thing. Here it is. Bone folder, that's it. That's what it's called. Gosh, you guys. I think I need a good sleep tonight. Right, so let's see. Do we have the Tombow that actually comes out handy, or do I need to get another one? Here we go. I got one. I think this one is good. Yep, this one is good. Yay. So I think these colors are good, actually. So the red I used is Sweet Sorbet, which is a soft red, and the green is Garden Green. And I think it looks very watermelon-y. What do you guys think? Now I can grab a piece of, is this the right size? No, it's a bit small. This is the right size, but it's a bit long, so I'll just cut it down. I'm going to go 14.3 by 10. And I'm going to end up putting this piece inside. So I'm going to come back in with my, oh dear, here it is, Garden Green ink. And I love these leaves. I think these leaves are really nice. And I'm going to have one there. And I'm not going to stamp it off. I'm going to have one there. So one is dark and one is light. And that's the inside of my card. And if I was sending it in the mail, I would put a matching leaf or two on my envelope as well. Do you guys, if ever you're looking for good envelopes, not just cheapy envelopes, I absolutely love our Stampin' Up envelopes. I think they're fantastic. They're the nicest envelopes. They're great for stamping on. They're super smooth. They feel really high quality. They're really good. All right, what did we decide about bling? Red and green bling. Oh, yes. Well, I don't have any garden green bling, I don't think. I do have, these are cherry cobbler, but we would get away with those because they're kind of pinky. So those would work. We could use iridescent rhinestones, or I could go with gold pastel gems. Those would look nice. What else do we have? We have the white. Remember before we talked about the glitter gems? The glitter sequins, sorry, we have white. The white glitter sequins would look really nice. And if we really wanted to, we could color these. But I'm thinking those might be good. What do you think? One of the stamps is a mountain. I know, our envelopes are the best. The best envelopes I've ever used. They're fantastic. And you want to grab some. If you need any for Christmas, grab them now. So they're super good. They're the C6 white or vanilla envelopes. I personally find I use the white more than I use the vanilla. But that's just, you know, it's always up to you. If you make cards mostly on white cardstock, then that probably makes sense. All right, I'm going to have one of these. I'm just going ahead with my glitter ones because I decided I like those. And one here. And a little guy probably up here. What do we think? Do we like it for a very simple card? We made it to 9 o'clock. This is the longest video I've done in ages, you guys. I've been trying to keep them shorter. And now look what I've gone and done. But oh well. I guess we had a lot to talk about tonight. And we did do a couple of really lovely cards that are totally different to each other. What do you think? They're both landscape, and that's where the similarity ends. They are, I think they're nice. I'm just going to put this back this way and pop these here. Oh, and I'm going to put this here so that it is over the top of my glare coming off my glass mat. There we go. What do you think? Totally different cards. It's very smart, Leslie, stocking up on the envelopes when they were 20% off. I've got a good stock at the moment too. Thank you. I'm glad you like them. That's fantastic. Thank you so much. All right, you guys. Well, if you're in my team, don't forget I'm live tomorrow morning with you girls. Otherwise, I will see you Tuesday afternoon for Technique Tuesday. I've got to go off to the, what do you call it, the imaging, PRP imaging people to have a mouth x-ray this week. So that'll be fun. And then back to the dentist on Wednesday. So I will see you Tuesday when I'm still able to talk. And I'll look forward to that. I hope you guys have a fantastic couple of days, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.